What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Double Dribble. And before we get into this episode, I just want to quickly say, if you're a fan of basketball, whether it be high school, college, or the NBA, make sure to hit the subscribe button, join the conversation. We love interacting with you guys in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and let's get right into the video. So today we're going to be talking about the player in this year's NBA draft that I think should be the most nervous come draft night. The player that really doesn't know exactly where he's going to go in the draft. He could go first round, kind of middle of the first round, go late first round, early second round, fall even to the middle of the second round. Really he's been kind of all over draft boards. No one really knows exactly what NBA teams are thinking, what scouts are thinking, and what team is going to take him at what spot, come draft night. So I think he's a player that should probably be the most nervous come draft night and the most, kind of anxious, not knowing what's going to happen or, just kind of where he's going to go in this year's draft. So let's get into why that is. First, let's talk about, Josh Christopher and give a little background, some stats from college. He was a freshman at Arizona State University. He's 6'5", 215 pounds, kind of plays the small forward, shooting guard, shooting guard position, small forward. He averaged 14.3 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. He shot 43% from the field, cool 30% from three on 3.9 attempts per game, 80% from the free throw line, and he did average 1.7 turnovers to 1.4 assists. So, he had a pretty solid, freshman year at Arizona State, but nothing great by any means, and there are some downfalls to his game that are having a lot of teams and a lot of scouts kind of question him and make it confusing for teams on where they should take him in this upcoming draft. The most recent mock draft that I've been kind of looking at and was looking at today was one by NBC Sports. They currently have him going at the 29 spot to the Phoenix Suns. They talk about how he was a top 10 recruit coming out of high school, before the college season started. Or he was a top 10 recruit, coming out of high school, projected to go a lottery pick for sure, in the NBA draft, and had a solid, freshman year. But like I said, there are a lot of, parts to his game that, kind of started to really show up in college, and were kind of glaring, to be honest. And that's kind of why he fell so far in the, in the mock drafts, and the reason why he is currently projected to go 29th in this year's, in this year's NBA draft. So first, let's get into the things that are glaringly wrong or glaringly not great with his game that are having people, kind of question him. First, one of the main things is just he's not a very consistent shooter. To go along with that, he takes some questionable shots at times. His shot selection is not very good, to be honest. I think that's a lot of the reason why he shot 30% from three. He takes some tough shots. Settles for tough, step back three-pointers with hands in his face instead of, using his athleticism, using his, explosiveness to get by people, get to the rim and finish at the rim, get to a mid-range, step back pull-up instead of a step back three with a hand in the face. There's a lot of, questions to some of the shots he takes, and just his shot selection overall is very, very suspect, to say the least. So that's, one of the reasons why I feel like he shot 30% from three. He did shoot, 40% overall from the field, so not terrible there at all, but it's just, the three-pointer, some of the questionable shots he takes there, even the step-back mid-ranges that you take, hand in his face, just pull up right in front of guys, so it's a, tough contest, and just a lot of suspect shots that he takes in college, and that's one of the reasons why teams are unsure of, where to draft him or what to expect from him on the offensive side of things. Another thing to go with that is his vision, his, I guess, kind of IQ is suspect at times as well. He averaged 1.7 turnovers per game to his 1.4 assists. When he gets the ball and he's deciding to drive, and that's, about it. He's not very good at seeing the floor, seeing the help, and seeing the guy that's open and where to kick the ball, what read to make. It's just he gets the ball, and he kind of already has his mind made up. You can tell if he's gonna drive and try to get all the way to the rim, if he's gonna drive and then try to shoot a pull-up, if he's gonna shoot a step-back three. It's almost like you can just read it all. He kind of catches the ball, you can see him think a little bit, and then he's making that decision, and whatever he makes up his mind before he goes is what he's sticking with. And that's, you know, another huge thing of why teams are just not too sure of what he's going to do, if he's going to be able to develop, you know, that vision, that court vision, that court, you know, just IQ of what read to make in what situations. And that's just, you know, what's holding teams up, why they're so unsure of him and unsure of, you know, where to take him in this draft. So really, I think it's mainly a combination of those two things. On the offensive side of the ball, you know, a shot selection that leads into the poor shooting percentage, and then just the lack of court vision and I guess kind of IQ in general on the offensive side of things. I mean, that whole IQ leads into shot selection, you know, court vision, all of that. It kind of all ties into one, and that's why, you know, teams are just really, really unsure of, you know, what to do with Josh Christopher. And that's why he's fallen from, you know, a projected lottery pick to now, like I said at the beginning, he could go middle of the first round, end of the first round, you know, beginning of the second round, middle of the second round. It's really kind of up in the air of where Josh is going to go in this year's NBA draft. The defensive side of things, you know, it's there. It seems like he lacks the want to play defense unless he gets, you know, into that trash talk and starts, you know, trash talk with players. Then you kind of have to play defense because you obviously don't want to get scored on, because then they can just, you know, talk trash back to you more. Other than that, it kind of seems like he is, you know, doesn't have the want to play defense. Whereas I think he could be a really solid, you know, wing defender in the NBA. I mean, he's 6'5", 215 pounds, so he's a pretty big body. He's pretty strong. You know, he's athletic. He can move laterally. He can contest people at the rim, contest jump shots, and I think he could be a really solid, you know, defender at the NBA level if he really puts his mind to it. I kind of hope he does get that mindset to wanting to play defense and wanting to, you know, try hard on that side of the ball. So really, it's just up in the air with Josh Christopher and where he's going to go in this year's draft. Leave in the comment section down below your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen come draft night? Do you think he should be as nervous as, you know, as I kind of think he should be? I'll leave that all in the comment section down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.